Hey, it's Carlos Reyes. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here at the All-In Entrepreneurs headquarters, 10,000 square feet of straight hustle. On today's episode, we're gonna discuss one of the biggest myths when it comes to being an entrepreneur. So join me down at the studio. All right, so on my channel, I like to discuss life, business, family, any and all trending topics. So I just want to say thank you so much for continuing to join us and continuing to tell others about this channel. And for some crazy reason, if you have not subscribed, please do so. We got a lot more coming your way. Today's topic is one of the biggest struggles that you'll face on your entrepreneur journey that a lot of people fail to discuss. It's kind of a sensitive subject. And that subject happens to be your balance between work, life, and family. You see, most entrepreneurs, for some crazy reason, believe that in order to have one thing, you have to sacrifice other things. And that's partly true, but not entirely. Before we get into some of my experiences and hardships and trials and tribulations, just take a listen to some of these alarming stats. You already know that there's a divorce rate for just general society all across the country of 40 to 50%. Entrepreneurs, we're closer to the 75% rate. And some of these reasons, and unfortunately they're valid reasons, are financial strain, neglect of self, neglect of family, the lack of presence in our families, the lack of communication, and at times, infidelity. All right, so with that being said, let me just talk about some of my personal experience with my own family. And you know what? Unfortunately, you can't learn a lot of these things but from either your experience or from the experience of others. And that is exactly what I'm here to do today. I'm hoping that you can learn something from my trials and tribulation. Even though I didn't miss the big stuff like sleeping at home, birthdays, things that really mattered, I missed a lot of time with them. I missed a lot of time with my baby girl. I wasn't fully there. Daddy would play with her every now and then whenever I got the opportunity. But the fact of the matter is, I was grinding, building this empire from eyes open to eyes closed. I would leave really early in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning, and not come back till 9, 10, 11 p.m. and still work at home when I was at home. So that happened for about 3 straight years, and I can't get that time back. But you know what? I'm doing my absolute best to continue to connect with my daughter, my oldest daughter, who is now 8 years old. And I'm doing my absolute best to learn from those experiences, because I have a 2-year-old daughter now, and I will not make the same mistakes. I'm in a different position, yes, in my entrepreneur journey, but the fact of the matter is, you and I both know that as an entrepreneur, you can find things to occupy yourself with, right? You never stop growing, you never stop learning. But at this point, I'm not willing to sacrifice my family because of any venture that may come my way. No way, it's not gonna happen. So with that being said, let me give you 3 actionable items that are gonna help you prevent a lot of pain and a lot of time loss with your family. Okay, you ready? Actionable step number 1 is self-care. And if you're wondering, well, what do you mean self-care? What does that mean? Like getting a manicure or a pedicure? No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm talking about. Listen up. This is something that I should have done a long time ago, but I didn't learn this until about 3 years ago. If you don't love yourself, how can you love others, right? If you don't love yourself, how can you be presently in love with your family? Well, I can tell you this. My self-love journey started with self-care. It started with one massage several years ago. I gave myself one massage and it took so much stress away from me, and I haven't stopped since. I get a massage every Tuesday night, 9 p.m., 2 hours, like clockwork. That's just one thing that I do with self-care. Yeah, massages, but guess what? Meditation, breathing exercises, going to the gym, taking care of self, taking care of our body. Because guess what? Stress gets stored in our body. A lot of people have it backwards. They're like, oh, stress is all up here. No, your body stores the stress. So when you do these things, you move that energy. You move those trapped emotions. Does that make sense? It's one of those things where you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. You understand that? So that's right. It starts with self-care. If you take care of yourself, everything else will be taken care of. You know why? Because you're taking care of all that. And if you don't take care of yourself, nothing else will be taken care of, because you're the one that's responsible for making sure that happens. So it starts and it ends with you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of your stress levels. Actionable step number 2, scheduling intentional time with your family. And I don't want to hear the excuses of, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I just can't do it. Absolutely not. I own over 31 companies and I have hundreds and hundreds of people that depend on me every single day. And guess what? I create the space. All right, so I'll give you an example. I do my personal morning routine from like 6 a.m. till about 9, 10 in the morning, and it's on my schedule. And then when my babies wake up, right now they're on summer break, right? When my babies wake up, I spend time with them. You know, whether it's just serving them cereal or, you know, going to their room, like my 2-year-old, you know, she, daddy, come and play. And I go to her room and then I just sit there and kind of watch her play. She doesn't even want me to play. She just wants to play in front of me, right? I take these small moments and that actually grounds me for the rest of the day. Another thing that I do is I schedule out family time throughout the week. It's on my schedule. You know, there's an old saying that says, show me your schedule and I'll tell you your priorities. I literally schedule family time from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. They go to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I am intentional with that time. Now, what I mean by that also is the following. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., we're doing something. We're swimming, we're working on homework, we're doing activities, we're doing something. You gotta be intentional. It's not just like sitting on the couch and, you know, you're on your phone, they're on their iPad or they're on their phone. That's not intentional. Do you guys understand how important this is? Oh, another thing, schedule out vacation time with the family ahead of time, whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, okay? One of my mentors taught me the following. It's called the zigzag method. I zig, I'm grinding, I'm working, but I also zag. I know that I'm gonna go super hard because guess what? There's a reward, there's an incentive in the following 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, however far out that is, that I'm gonna go spend quality time with my family, and that's gonna get me back to grounding, right? It's gonna ground me. All right, so schedule vacations ahead of time. All right, so the final actionable step, and I don't know if this is an actionable step, but it kind of is because you have to know this up here. Remember your ideal end outcome. Why are we doing all this for? Who are we doing all this for? It's for our family, correct? Well, what's the point of like building this empire and grinding and grinding and grinding and then you die? You don't even get to actually spend time with them. You don't get to spend moments with them. You don't get to laugh with them. You don't get to cry with them, right? Like remember your end outcome. You should always be looking towards following that North Star, which is your ideal end goal, okay? Remember that. Well, my beloved go-getters, I appreciate your time, and listen, we're just looking to bring awareness to some of these myths, these struggles, okay? And if today was very helpful, if you learned something or heard something that's of value to you, do me a huge favor. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It really, really helps grow this channel, okay? Now, I'm gonna get back to the grind because today I'm taking my wife to a basketball game. I'll talk to you soon.